Private viewing will take place today at a Houston funeral home for former First Lady Barbara Bush. The wife of the 41st president and mother of the 43rd died yesterday at the age of 92, surrounded by her family at her Houston home. On Twitter, a family spokesman wrote that her husband, former President George Bush, held her hand all day and was at her side when she died. Mrs. Bush will be laid to rest Saturday on the grounds of the George Bush Presidential Library. As First Lady, her cause was literacy.
If more people could read, write, and comprehend, we would be that much closer to solving so many of the problems that plague our nation.
Barbara Bush was born right here in New York City in 1925. She grew up in Wragge, Westchester County, and that's where she married her war hero boyfriend, George Herbert Walker Bush, a young man she'd met at the age of 16. They were married for 73 years. After the private viewing today and tomorrow, Barbara Bush will lie in repose at St. Martin's Church in Houston on Friday. That event will be open to the public. Much more on the former First Lady's legacy coming up throughout our broadcast day on CBS2. Now, the city will soon have a new bike share program with a big difference. The new bikes will be dockless. That means no docking stations that take up parking spaces. That's a major complaint about the 12,000 city bikes in most of Manhattan and surrounding areas. Dockless bikes are left in a defined district at a bike rack or along a sidewalk. They're located and unlocked with a smartphone app.
It's a lot more flexible and useful of a system than traditional dock-based bike share, but it's also a much more organized system and responsible system.
But in some cities, bikes have been misplaced or left scattered. 12 companies have submitted proposals to extend dockless bike share to the outer boroughs. The city plans to unveil a pilot program later this year. The MTV Video Music Awards are coming home. The network announcing that the 2018 statues will be handed out at Radio City Music Hall on the 20th of August. New York was home to many VMAs in the 90s and the early 2000s, both at Madison Square Garden and Radio City, before the awards moved west to L.A. Radio City Music Hall was home to the first ever VMAs back in 1984, and this year's ceremony will mark the 12th time the venue hosts the awards. The last time the VMAs were held there was in 2009 when, if you remember, Kanye West crashed Taylor Swift's acceptance speech. That did not go over very well, as they say. Let's get over to John right now with your forecast. So far, spring not going over very well with many of us.
Yeah, spring has been misplaced, which is another word for stolen. I mean, we are waiting for a few warmer days. That'll be this weekend into next week. A little bit of blue out there right now, mostly cloudy and 45. Winds out of the west, though, 22. 35 to 47, temperatures at 11 o'clock. That's a little cooler than it was yesterday. But remember, yesterday we only hit 47. Wind chills still in the 20s. Later today, 57. Don't forget, rain tomorrow.
Okay, John, thank you so much. That is your CBS2 News Update. I'm Chris Wragge. Join me in a few moments for a live Facebook after show at my Facebook page at Chris Wragge. Follow along. Thanks so much.